Hey guys, welcome to Appalachian Fall. It's chilly. I'm actually really cold and gloomy, and that's just how the weather tends to be around here this time of year, quite a bit. But I need to juice, especially when the weather gets like this and our schedule's hectic. So I'm going to take some things off the top of this tower. I'm also doing some meal prep to make sure I have healthy food prepped for us and ready to go. So I'm going to harvest some lettuce for that. And I've got some stinging nettle in here, and I'm just gonna try to avoid that. I was hoping to thin that out first before doing this, but I haven't had a chance. So we're just going to work with what we can. It just got me on the elbow. And it's really not that bad. You get used to it. Okay. Here we have some gorgeous lettuce. I'm gonna take that whole one out. And what I'm gonna do as I take these out is fill them with new starts. And up on the top here is basil, and I love to grow basil in the baby greens extension kit, but you don't want to let it get too big, and these have already gotten pretty big, and I've eaten off of them twice and cut them almost back completely, and so it's getting too much of a root bed. It's starting to get woody. That tells me it's time to take it out. I'll juice the remainder of this. I actually have some stir fry I'm going to make too, so I'll put the leaves in stir fry. Okay. All right, and that's perfect. Any bigger than that, and you're gonna have to take your tower apart to get them out, and we don't wanna have to do that. Lots of greens. And I'm putting new starts in. This is an oak leaf Salanova. As I pull them out, or I'll forget, and there's so much grown in here, it's easy to miss an opening. All right. Here's gorgeous Chai Jai Maisai. This is a bok choy. I seed these about usually 4 to 6. It looks like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, right at 6. And it just gives these great little quick, very fast growing bok choys that pop up and are so nutritious. This is a superfood right here. So we're going to juice that one. All right, here's all my peas. We've been eating off of these. What I'm trying to do is find the things that need to be harvested the most. Like this lettuce is getting really leggy. That is a lettuce trying to go to seed. This is not what I like my food to look like on the tower. This happened because it was cold, and then it got really hot for a couple of days, and then it got cold again. So it's just telling this plant, make seed, make seed. They tend to get bitter when that happens. But not always. It's a little bit bitter, but I'll juice this. It's still lots of nutrition. You can even eat it as a salad still. It actually tastes really good. All right, we have a basil up here, same thing. Put it in the same time as the other one. There's some stinging nettle. The nettle needs to be harvested because it's gone everywhere, but another day. All right, and so is this day. Like, I'm just having a day. The roots got stuck in there. Also, what happened, that somehow Roman chamomile got in with my chives, and I don't want Roman chamomile on my tower right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat these chives. I'll break a few apart inside and start them in a rock wool so I don't eat all of them and I don't have to start over. But I need to pop the top because those roots broke off from the basil, and I want to keep this tower nice and clean and keep it turned over fast. So I should have pulled those out about 2 weeks ago. And I'm gonna take a hot bath when this is over. So I did not plan on doing garden chores. I just wanted some green juice. Okay, what is the deal? All right, guys, so actually the problem, and be careful with your nettle. I normally would never let it get that big to where it would be stinging me, which it's doing right now. But I want to make a video on talking about nettle, and I need to harvest it and film recipes for you guys. So that's why it's a little out of control. But the problem wasn't the basil, it was actually the chives. Somehow they all had chamomile in them, and chamomile can be super root heavy, and that was kind of connecting and jamming everything up. So I'm just going to pull out all the chamomile, and we're going to thin these, and I'm going to cut up some chives for my dinners and my meals this week. It'll be part of my meal prep. And this video is supposed to be just like a clean, fun harvest and juicing video, but sometimes this happens. So we're gonna pop these back in. And you can thin these roots out a little bit, which is what I'm gonna do. And technically, if I had new chives started, I would just eat all of these and prep them for the week, but I don't have any other started, so we're gonna harvest a bunch. Anything long we're gonna harvest, and we'll put it back in like that. All right. More lettuce, more watercress. We're gonna have good salads. Let me think what else here. We're gonna have lots of red leaf lettuce in here. I'm excited about that. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest another Chai Maisai bunch. It got a little frostbite on it, or maybe a heat burn. There's just some browning on that. I don't like the way that looks. So we're gonna go ahead and harvest that and juice the good parts. All right, and this tower could actually use a little cleaning now. So once I thin this part out, I'll do that when I do the stinging nettle, which this is all nettle. A big majority of this is nettle. I'll harvest some of this other stuff. There's a bunch of gorgeous lettuce in here, but I'm gonna save that for dinner on Friday. Let's get this is all cilantro over here. Oh yeah. Lots of cilantro. This is all cilantro. So when cilantro goes to seed, it'll get really tall. So I'm gonna juice the parts that we're going to seed. And let's see what else. And this right here is a great example of when a tower looks so good, and then you start getting in there and realize some of this food needed to be harvested 2 weeks ago. So stay on top of your harvesting and your seed starting, because now I don't have enough seedlings to go in here. I will tomorrow. I'll go in the garage and get more. All right, I think that's all we're gonna do. All right, I found some more Chai Maisai, arugula, these are some mustard blends. Those will grow really fast in here. We'll be able to juice those in just a couple of weeks. All right, guys, that was very sloppy. And usually I get this food out a little bit earlier than this. Our dog's actually been really sick is what's happening, and just has put us behind and been a lot of trauma involved in that. So I'm gonna take all of this in and get it cleaned up, since it was a little jammed up and the weather changes and some of this was just getting a little old. So I'm gonna pull out anything brown, but you can see just the abundance in here. And I'll show you guys inside as we juice this together. And we're gonna put the lettuce in a salad spinner and get it all prepped so that we have lettuce for the next couple of days. We can just grab it out of the fridge when we're ready to eat. I'm meal prepping tabbouleh with parsley from the towers, baba ganoush from eggplant from the towers. I'm making some hummus, falafel, and I use dill, and I'll use this cilantro. What else from in here? Just the cilantro in here for the falafel, and I think that's it. I think that's all I'm prepping right now. We're going backpacking into the forest, so I'm trying to get some of that food prepped too, so that I can bring all of my own homegrown things to go on our little trip. All right, let's go in and juice this. All right, guys, I haven't brought the food in yet. I thought I would do a little prep. I'm drinking some kombucha from the health store down the street. I have a Emiko Napa cabbage, and I chopped that up to make a salad. I'm gonna prep that. I just make a dressing with olive oil, apple cider vinegar, and my fermented garlic honey, and sesame seeds and almonds. It's so good. And then this is a haul for the children's dinner. I'm gonna make a stir fry. We've got eggplant in there, green beans, cabbage, leeks, and squash, and peppers. So I'm going to get that on the grill outside, and then we will start to separate the lettuce from what we're going to juice.
No.
All right, and this is a salad spinner, and I buy these at thrift shops. You'd be surprised once you start looking. You can find one pretty much every time you go to the thrift store. I think it's one of those novelty items for a lot of people, but if you grow your own food, it's a must. I have a couple of them. This is my smaller one. Look at all that water. But I think I left the big one in the garden. Math, girl.
I'm thinking now, Johnny then.
Woo! That was violent.
This thing is like a snap.
Oh, and can you guys see that? Stinging nettle. I have little welts. They go down really quickly, and they don't hurt. If you haven't ever grown or handled stinging nettle, that may seem really weird, but it's not a big deal at all. It's actually used as a form of pain management, and I find it calms my central nervous system, which I can use. All right, we're pretty, I'm gonna go one more round. I just want these to be super crispy and I don't want it soggy in my salad. So after this, I'm not gonna make the salad right away. I'm gonna put this outside on the porch and it's really crisp and cool out there and that'll dry it. And then I'll make the salad tomorrow morning. All right, we're good.
I need like a piece of paper.
Go get one. There's some in the basement.
Is my book over here? Ooh, look at
Gorgeous.
that.
Look at that. So beautiful. All right, now I'm gonna start breaking this up. So I have my chicken bowl here. The things I want for lettuce and greens will go right into the spinner, and what I'm gonna juice will go in this one. Ooh, yum. And the extras will go on the side here.
Choju.
Basil, Thai basil, gonna go in the stir fry. Ooh, cilantro. We will. I'm gonna juice the part that was trying to go to seed, but the rest is totally fine for meals. Some brown parts for the chickens. And this reminds me I need to start cilantro seeds ASAP. I didn't expect these to bolt so soon, but we had that super hot day and it just kind of messed things up. And this is the reality of living a simple life and growing a lot of your own food. Much of our time is spent around this kitchen table, doing our homeschool work and preparing food. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to grow it when growing on the towers, but there is a lot involved when you're trying to eat food that you've grown and make meals from scratch. Here's and my it just chai jar on my requires
side that had a little
accepting
damage.
that
So I'm gonna pull those leaves
food prep
off.
takes time and managing
Feed 'em
food
to the
takes
chickens.
time, but in the end we get amazing, delicious meals. Gorgeous watercress, so healthy. All right, here's all our chives. I'm just gonna make a bundle of those and then I'm gonna cut them all up at once, put them in a container so they're ready to be used all week. Gorgeous. All right, guys, we're multitasking. The stir fry is ready. It's so delicious. And I have tons of cucumbers. The cucumbers are coming in faster than I can keep up. So I'm gonna juice some of those. So these are my two juicing bins. I'm gonna clean this lettuce for salads and then we'll start to juice. So I'll see you guys over at the juicer. All right, we've got our cilantro and I decided to save this basil. I'm just gonna put it in this little container. We made a mess all over the floor, but that's okay. All right, these will be great on our meal preps as toppers. And then I have our chives prepped. And next I'm gonna spin out our salad. All right, and I was supposed to make a juice video. The lettuce is soaking. I'm gonna let it soak in some water and then spin it out to make it extra crispy. But how I clean, I was supposed to make a juice video, and somehow I'm like doing a million other things and cooking a ton of other food. But how I clean is just take a towel after we're done and then I sweep it all up. Makes it super easy. And just like that, we have huge stir fry. This is a lot of food. We're gonna have fresh lettuce, and I'm gonna get to the juice, and we have chives and basil and cilantro for toppers. What else? I think that's all. Oh, I have some Thai food from the other night that I heated up with some of our food from the towers from the other night with the turnips in it. And you're getting real life Stephanie today, which is hot mess. Okay, I've got my jars out and I'm thinking we're gonna fill up 4. So I pulled 4 jars. I do big jars. I don't know, what are these? We've determined in this video. I don't know liquid math. So whatever size those are, they're big. 32 ounce, maybe? Anyway, this is my Kuvings REVO830, I believe. I'll put the name up here. And I have a link in my description to this one. I love this one because it does fibrous greens really well. It will juice wheatgrass and it actually makes nut milks. And it's easy to clean. And I'll show you the best part of this one in just a second. So my juice, I always do green lemonade. So it's greens, apple, cucumber if I have it because that adds more water and lets it stretch a little bit more, ginger, and then I do lemons with the peel on, but I have not been able to find organic lemons. Oh, no, I'm gonna check the fridge. I thought I found some the other day. I don't think I did. I haven't been able to find organic lemons in a while, so I always buy these at Azure. I'll link that below too. It's where we buy our food, our bulk items. And this is lime juice, which is just as good. So I'm gonna pour this in, but typically I would juice lemons or limes with the peel on because there's medicinal properties in the peels that are really good. All right, and these are local fresh picked apples, and I juice the seeds and everything. There is a book, I'll link it below, talks about the valuable nutrients in seeds. So I do not believe that they are poisonous. I believe they're nutritious for you. So we have all our apples. And I probably don't need all of these because I have cucumber and because they're sweet. Sometimes I need more apples when they're not really sweet. But let's start with 1, 2, 3. Let's start with 5. Here's why I love this juicer. Apple, pretty decent size. Juiced. It's gonna make crazy noises. Now this juicer does have one little hang up. This is a side shoot. It's great for carrots and celery, long stalks of kale and things like that. But when you have a bunch of little greens, you have to roll them in a ball and put them in the automatic feeder. There's no real opening in this. It's just the automatic chute. So I just make little balls and stick them in that way. And as soon as the greens go down, if they're not very heavy, it takes a minute. That was a bunch of basil leaves. Then it pops back up. An entire cucumber. Let's see if it'll fit. Ah, it doesn't fit. Now let's see. Yep. Ginger. Sort of alternate a ball of greens, usually 2 balls of greens because I do a lot of greens in my juice, and then I'll add an apple or something with moisture so that there's nice amount of liquid so that the pulp flows out. Look at how gorgeous these are. Oh, they smell so good. All right, we're full. So, next step, I definitely like to strain. It gives it a smoother juice. It's gonna come out pretty fast because I don't have the lemon. When you have lemon in this, it adds a little bit more sediment just because lemon can be very sedimenty. So there's barely anything to catch in there. So we're just gonna keep going until we're done. I always start with an apple. I find it is better to have some liquid in the machine. It's ready if you want to eat. The stir fries. Huh? Go around the other way. The stir fries are really good. All right, we're coming to the end. This one may not fit. Oh, it fit. It's starting to get a little messy at this stage. Right, we've got foam. It's definitely not making as much as I had hoped. Never does. But that's a lot of greens. A couple pounds of greens. At least 15 different types of greens and herbs. And we're going to give it a taste test here in a minute. If it's too strong, I will add more cucumber. And before I taste it, oh my gosh, that smells so good. I need to blend these two. It smells like apple cider. I taste cilantro. Oh my gosh, it's like a milkshake. That is really good. Okay, I'm gonna call it. We're gonna get this into jars, and then I probably have a green mustache. I store it in the freezer. So I just leave about an inch on the top. Store's amazing, but I'll drink these in probably the next 2 days because it looks like I'm only getting 2. Barney, okay? Like I mentioned, my dog's having some issues and I spilled when I heard him. Come over here. Come over here. Come on. Come over here. Good boy. Hey, I think we're gonna get more than 2. All right, 2.5. I'm gonna drink this one right now. So that gives me a green juice for tomorrow and the next day. I like to take them to the gym and I drink them on my way home as a recovery drink and just a baseline of nutrition. I do a couple of things to keep a baseline of nutrition. This is one of them. When I don't juice and drink green juice daily, I notice it in my skin, in my mood, in my weight. My weight stays way more stabilized if I have my green juice every day. So that is what I'm gonna do. I'm glad we got this chore done. It's been weighing on me, and in the midst of it, we also made a huge stir fry, got lettuce prepped, herbs prepped, 1 tower kind of clean, and at least harvested the things that needed to be cleaned. So that's a win. Thanks for joining me on this very real vlog style evening at our little homestead here. All right, before I officially sign off, I thought I would talk about cleaning this because I get that question a lot when people want a juicer recommendation. It comes with this little scrubber. That's all I use. These are from my old juicer. I believe this one's from this juicer. I'm not sure, but we have a collection of these. We use them for everything. And it's pretty simple. You've got this part, so I just rinse it out really. I don't do anything else. And then it goes back on. And then we have our little rubber piece. And then this has a red dot. And this is the part you have to scrub, the screen. So I'll scrub that really good. Let's see, I left a little remnant. And then put that back on. And then this I just rinse out. And that's it. I don't ever do anything else. Oh, here's our little whatchamacallit. The whatchamacallit. This also has stuff on it. Apparently I didn't wash very good tonight. But this is all I'm doing. I'm not scrubbing. That's just me. I don't really worry about it. And this goes in here. And I have to turn it until it kind of settles in. And then we put this on top. There's a little circle there. Lock it in place. Put the plunger back in. And that's it. It's ready for 2 days from now when I have to do it all over again. So I just leave it on the counter. I have found if it's right here next to the sink, I can maneuver it several times a week or bulk batch big tubs at once, and this just makes it easier. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you in the next video.